welcome back. We are the Political Insiders in the biggest week so far of the campaign with Thursday night's debate right here on Fox News Channel. I'm John LeBoutillier with Pat Caddell, Doug Schoen. Guys, the Republican race is coming to a huge point of demarcation on Thursday night with two debates at 5 o'clock, the early version, right? And the main deal at 9 o'clock. And everyone's wondering, what does Donald Trump do? He's never been in a debate. Does he rip everybody apart? Is he Mr. Nice Guy? Pat, what are your thoughts on what's in Trump's
Well, first of all,
head?
let's understand, despite all the hype, this debate means a limited amount. It might help someone, it may hurt someone, but we are months and months away from a process.
What will it mean for Donald Trump?
But Donald Trump, it's his opportunity to prove that he can be a serious presidential
Is he?
response. We're going to find out. I think he's a serious man, but he needs to. We will see how he conveys himself. He is going to be, the stage is set because he's the front runner. He gets to be exactly in the middle, surrounded by Walker and Bush.
You are not part of the Trump campaign, is that correct?
That is correct.
Are you mind melding with Trump?
No,
Are you? You're not either.
I am
don't-
certainly
Are you with the
not.
Hillary camp?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
in
good.
any
So
camp.
none of us are
But
with
here's
anybody.
my question, Pat. If Donald Trump calls, what would you tell him?
What I would tell him is to cool it. He is so far ahead right now, and he needs to reassure people that, yes, I like what he's doing, but he can't be president. So, it would be helpful if he had some substance. It would be
Well,
really
let me tell you
helpful if he had dropped a program today or tomorrow.
He is doing it Thursday morning. He wrote a book in 2011. I just heard this morning. Had a book came out in 2011. It's being reissued Thursday morning. And it has positions in it. So
Oh
I
my
bet
God,
you
I know
he's
that.
going to say, oh, well, as in my book, and don't forget to buy my book. He's a great salesman. I think he will have some
That
flesh
book
on
has
the
got
bone.
some problems, frankly.
Well, maybe.
I think so.
And-
But anyway, let me just say, look, but look at who we're not talking about.
Anybody
A field
else.
of governors and senators and executives.
Can we
and-
put the poll up while Pat and Doug and I are talking, please? We need to go over these numbers. Keep it up there,
look.
please, for a sec. Talk to that, Pat.
I was stunned the other day at the National Urban League when Hillary Clinton got up and mounted her, and I think Doug was very eloquent on this last night. Hillary Clinton showed she knew how to take it to the Republicans and to Bush, who she presumes is the front runner. Jeb Bush was a speaker 2 speakers later and couldn't respond.
Right.
All I could think of was, could you imagine the response that Donald Trump would have given?
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine the response even Carly Fiorina, who has been very tough on everybody, or any other candidate? This not being able to be quick
It's
is
the second example of it, the first being when he was asked if he
Yep,
supported
you're right.
his brother's invasion of Iraq, and as Trump laughingly says, it took him 5 days to arrive at an answer. To a question they should have anticipated. All right, Doug, you haven't said a word here. Where are we at?
Well, I think the most telling statistic, John,
Back,
in
can
this
you put
poll,
this back up?
yeah,
let's talk to
is
this.
Jeb Bush's 14%. And given his near universal name recognition, the $110 million he's raised, the near universal media attention his candidacy has garnered, the fact that he is at 14, having gone down in the Journal poll, I think from 22, and being in the mid-teens in virtually every poll, suggests what I believe is his ongoing weakness. Now, he can get the nomination, that's for sure. But I'd be curious, John, your view and Pat's view as to what the significance of the Bush numbers are.
I think the fact is there's a built-in anti-Bush feeling in the country and even in the GOP. They want someone new, and they're looking. That's why Walker's ahead of him all the time. He's new, but we're going to get our first real national look at him live, not reading a speech on Thursday night. And there are rumors, Pat, that, and I'm just saying they're rumors, that Scott Walker's not the swiftest bulb in the lamp. You
Look,
know what I
he
mean?
is-
And we're going to find out.
well, we'll find out. He was unflappable during the 3 campaigns he had within
Did great.
18 months in Wisconsin. He's
That
strong.
was
tough.
Wisconsin,
But
not
that
the
is-
United
I
States.
understand. We're going to see how he stands up on a national stage.
Okay.
But his running second is significant.
Right. All right. Now, we're going to be a lot more on this. Obviously, you're all going to watch the debate, both debates, on Fox News Channel on Thursday night. But Political Insiders has a special treat for our wonderful fans and audience. We will be on Saturday night, Doug, with Julie Banderas, 7 to 8. Somewhere in there, we'll be on Saturday, and our regular gig, Sunday night, 7:30 with Harris Faulkner. So for Pat Caddell, Doug Schoen, I'm John LeBoutillier. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you Saturday and Sunday.
Governor Huckabee, like Governor Walker, you have staked out strong positions on social issues. You favor a constitutional amendment banning same-sex marriages. You favor a constitutional amendment banning abortions, except for the life of the mother. Millions of people in this country agree with you, but according to the polls, and again, this is an electability question, according to the polls, more people don't. So how do you persuade enough independents and Democrats to get elected in 2016?
Chris, I disagree with the idea that the real issue is a constitutional amendment. That's a long and difficult process. I've actually taken a position that's bolder than that. A lot of people are talking about defunding Planned Parenthood as if that's a huge game changer. I think it's time to do something even more bold. I think the next president ought to invoke the 5th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution, now that we clearly know that that baby inside the mother's womb is a person at the moment of conception. The reason we know that it is because of the DNA schedule that we now have clear scientific evidence on. And this notion that we just continue to ignore the personhood of the individual is a violation of that unborn child's 5th and 14th Amendment rights for due process and equal protection under the law. It's time that we recognize the Supreme Court is not the supreme being, and we change the policy to be pro-life and protect children instead of rip up their body parts and sell them like they're parts to a Buick.